Hey crafty friends, it's Lynn QV and I'm playing with paper and glue. Today I'm bringing the week 6 project for our Choose 6 challenge, which is sponsored by our Facebook group, Playing with Paper and Glue Facebook group. Our week 6 prompts were plaid, mathematics, staple, window or door, child or children, and food. So let's get to it. I've got all my tools and my supplies ready. I'm going to move a bunch of this out of my working area. I get a lot of stuff collected. Okay, so I'm inspired by a few people today. The doors were made by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. She actually took this picture on one of her walks. She lives in Vienna, Austria, of these gorgeous doors, and she gave it as a freebie to people who follow her on YouTube. So I would highly suggest, especially if you're not familiar with Barbara, go check her out, because in my opinion, she is one of the best when it comes to collaging, journals, junk journals in particular. She's just excellent. So I have this adorable little picture of my great aunt. This was probably taken in about 1909. And I thought, oh, well, wouldn't that be cute if she, when you open the doors, you see her. And we're going to put some magnets on the inside of the doors before we put our panels on, and we'll also put them underneath. This is a photo of the original, and it happens to be two-sided, but we don't care. We're just using the one side today. Okay, so I think my first step is going to be to put my magnets. I colored around the edges just because my little plaid pieces don't fit them 100%, and I didn't want the white border. Go in the middle of the doors, and I am going to use a dab of glossy accents. I'm just going to lay that puppy down. And then I'll do the same over here. These are pretty thin, so they should be able to do all right with my panels. That'll work. Her food is going to be sweets, because she has entered the Patisserie, the sweet shop. These adorable little sweets are from Graphic 45. It's a retired collection called Cafe Parisian. So far we have our child, we have food, sorta. Let's see, we have our window or door, staple coming up, and mathematics coming up, and plaid is here. Okay, cool. To get the magnets attached. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and glue this guy on first. I left this flap in case I want to put it in on a page and be able to flip it. We'll see. I may end up cutting that off. It doesn't matter right now. Let's see, we are going to put our glue. You know what would be smart, I think? Getting to like dry adhesive more and more, because there's no bubbling. Let's get our magnets on the back. Just kind of make a circle around it. Yep. Okay, let that dry. And then I am going to, instead of gluing these, I'm just going to staple. So this is a sign that's going to go above the door. There. Cafe Parisian. That's still drying. It's very pretty paper. I love the cherries. Yeah, maybe what we'll do is we'll do the cherries and then maybe a cut apart. I love that. And then we'll either do, maybe do this one. That's the Variety of Fancies. Woohoo! If we got here. It's just over 4.5. By 7 3/4. Oh, what did I do? That must have been 6 3/4. Silly me. Yep. Okay. But we're still going to let that dry. just going to set it aside because we're going to take care of our mathematics. Video I just watched this morning by Gi Kerr or Carr. And I'm not sure. I think it's spelled K-E-R-R. It's probably Carr. On these little mini envelopes. So I thought, well, that would be cute. We'll do one with our mathematics on the outside. And it's so simple. I can show you now how to do it, and I will link her video below. So you match up two corners, and we go down here, and we just pinch, because we're just looking for the center. And then we do the other two corners. These book pages, by the way, are really resistant. So the book was from about, I think it was the late 20s. So maybe the paper was just stronger then. Okay, now we're looking for our center point where they intersect. Let's go back to this one. And that's why we mark it. Sometimes it's very hard to see the crease. Okay. Yeah, okay. I was pretty close. Okay, bring up one corner all the way to the point, so that's bringing it up to the halfway mark. And hopefully your paper won't be as resistant as mine. Give it a nice crease. Turn it and get the opposite corner. Again, right to that center point. Okay, now we are going to take, I just want to see which side I want. Yeah, this is, okay. Now we want to take the third corner, but instead of taking it to that center point, we're going to take it to a line that goes across from this corner to this corner. And so I'm sure once we get doing it a lot, or if you have better eye coordination than I have, you won't need a real line. You can use an imaginary line, but I'm actually going to draw a pencil line. Oops. That's good enough. And then I'm going to bring that third corner all the way to our imaginary or pencil line. Come on. So I made 3 of these ahead of time, didn't have any trouble, and now all of a sudden, okay. All right, then we don't want that much of that point sticking out. What we want to do is fold it back. Yeah, okay. So we're folding it back so that now this line is pretty close to that line that's already there. All right, and then I'm going to put just a drop. Okay, just a drop of glue. On our little tab, and that's just enough that when we fold it now forward, it will stick right there, out of the way. Now we can glue, again, not too much, glue these sides here, dot, dot, and that little triangle, but right on the edge. So we don't want to close up our envelope. A little dot, come on, and dot, dot. All right, so nothing here across this part, because that's going to be the top of the envelope. So now we'll just fold this over. A tiny bit of spillage. Aren't these the cutest? And then we will erase a pencil mark. Nobody needs to know we did that. Oh yeah, I used an imaginary line, because that's how good my eye coordination is. My hand eye. Found the corner up there, the point of the envelope, and a handy little trick, since book pages are often kind of thin, they're not conducive to these kind of little punches. Stick just a scrap of something else. There. Now it has something to grab onto. So that's a darling little mathematic envelope. I thought I'd put that in, and I'm going to put this in. Okay, get back to our main structure. And I'm just going to give it a quick inking on the edges, just to keep the white from showing. So let's see how close we are. Pretty close, but I kind of don't want to risk it with the tape, just in case I don't get it, you know, perfect. Ooh, I used the P word. I try not to use that one because, you know, I'm a recovering perfectionist. Okay, so let's just do and I think I'll use this wonderful tool I found. It's called my finger. Mostly I want it on the edges. So we have our air conditioner on because it's getting hot this week, but it messes with the glue. I've noticed that the glue is kind of temperamental. If there's too much moisture in the air, it's too dry. So one of the difficulties I've had here lately is that while my phone is recording, all of a sudden it stops and I don't know it. So I am about due for a new phone, and I may bite the bullet and get an Apple. Yeah, I haven't wanted to, but I may have to. There we go. All right. Then we're going to put that somewhere, and then some of the roses around that. And then we're also going to put our little piece here. I moved that little envelope around in so many places. I couldn't figure out how I was going to adhere it, mount it, use it. I knew I wanted to, but it just wasn't coming together. I decided to just work on the flowers. I ended up trying again all the same places and it still wouldn't work. How about Ooh. Okay, so if I were to go like this, okay, I'm fine with that. Oh boy. Now that we've had our happy little accident with the magnet and the paper clip, I feel like it's definitely complete. Let's just make sure I do have all of the elements. Let's see, we had plaid, that's inside our doors. We had mathematics, that's on our little tiny envelope. We've got a window or door, well, yes. And staples up here. We've got a child inside having a tea party. And let's see, oh, food. Well, she's got all those yummy little desserts to have with her tea. So while I'm thinking about it, head on over to Jen's Arty Inclinations, see what my friend Jen has made this week, and all of her other extremely creative and amazing projects. I'll put her link below. Again, it's Jen's Arty Inclinations. And I think that's it for today. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. And please come again while we're playing with paper and glue.